Hey guys, welcome to Elevated Systems. I'm your host CJ, and this is my new Mac Studio, which the UPS guy just handed me less than an hour ago. And within minutes of unboxing it, the wheels came off my plan because I just wanted to get this thing unboxed and set up so I could start testing it out and have some data for you guys. But then I saw this little hole on the bottom of the chassis and it stumped me. It looks like a Kensington lock slot, but it's on the bottom, so you can't actually use it. There's no mention of it on the Mac product page or in the little pamphlet that came with it. Now, like always, other than the Apple event stream 10 days ago, I purposely haven't watched any coverage of this Mac Studio, none of the reaction videos, none of the early reviews. I don't want anyone else's opinions clouding my view, but I had to know what and why, so I turned to Professor Google and I found an article that pretty much confirmed that it is in fact a Kensington slot. And before I could get worked up about the fact that Apple put it there just so they could sell you a $50 adapter so you can actually use it, I read a little too far and saw a quote that MKBHD has reported that there's no way to open it up and get into this chassis at all. Now, Marquez seems like a really smart guy. I don't know him personally, but he's one of the only reviewers I actually watch when it comes to Apple stuff, and he knows his stuff, but I'm an engineer. I can figure it out. And if not, nobody will ever see this anyway. Here's where we are now. I've studied a little and I've grabbed my suction cup from my iFixit kit and I tried pulling on the bottom of the chassis a little in places where I could, and honestly, nothing budges at all. It's solid and tight. The only thing that seems loose is this plastic black ring around here. And I just did a laptop repair video a few weeks ago where the screws were hidden underneath the rubber feet. So let's see if that's what they did here. And it's probably glued down. I don't want to destroy it, so I'll try some hot air to loosen it up, and this is the point where you get an audio track because this thing is loud. All right, I'm in. Nothing's broken. Now I'm just going to heat it up all the way around and slowly slide the spudger all the way around until I get this thing off. It's off. It's in one piece mostly. It left a nice strip of adhesive, so with the heat, I should be able to put this right back in place. And so they're not security screws, it's a Torx 8. And suckers are tight. There we go. Wonder if an alarm just went off at the Apple headquarters. Okay. See what that does. Oh, is that it? All right, let me make sure there's nothing connected. Oh, that was it. Now it looks like we have another plate here. All right. A little cable down here. Looks like the power supply right here. And let's see, what else can we see? We see the speaker. What? Is this the Wi-Fi card? Might be Wi-Fi, but I don't see antenna. Let's see. I think that's glued down too. I took the screw out, but yeah, that's not. So there's another slot. So there's another slot on this side that's open. This one, whatever it is, feels like it's glued down, and I don't wanna. Okay, so that little thermal tape came off actually pretty easily. And so this is a 512 gig model. So these are 128 gigabyte NAND flash modules or NAND flash chips. Now, there are no controllers. There's no like DRAM module on here, no controller. So this is a very proprietary, I mean, you can see that's a normal M.2 socket, and then that is the Apple version, I guess. But I mean, it's a socketed SSD. So, I mean, honestly, I just wanted to see if you could open the chassis. Not that most people who are buying this even care, but when I get to my review of and the full series on the Mac Studio, I'll explain I'm coming at this as a lifelong PC user, and you know, taking apart our computer is kind of our thing. But honestly, I didn't expect this. I fully expected everything to be completely soldered down, and now I'm curious to see if the SSD speeds are different from the M1 Max MacBook. But Apple surprised me here. These are obviously proprietary. I definitely can't just chuck one of my M.2 SSDs in here, but if Apple or third party sells replacement SSDs for this, that would be awesome. Of course, less so if they're $200 per 500 gigs, but I'll give them a thumbs up for at least having socketed storage. Anyway, guys, I'd love to pull this thing completely apart, but first, I have to review it still, so if I pull it apart, that could alter the thermals and skew my testing results. Also, I may actually want to return or exchange this M1 Max version for an upgraded version, but not one with a bigger SSD. No, but seriously, don't let this affect your decision on which SSD size to buy. Upgrades may never happen, and it's always better to have too much of something rather than not enough. But that's it for this one, guys. I just wanted to put this out there. If anyone knows MKBHD, let them know you can open it, and there are some surprises inside. I got to put this back together and get back to work. Hopefully it still works. I guess we'll find out in the next one. Hope to see you there. Until then, stay safe.